It was on a recently televised AFC program featuring the leader of the party, Comrade Ramjatan, that Chairman Nigel Hughes and House Speaker Raphael Trotman sought to share their perspective. Here is AFC's Chairman Nigel Hughes.
You have the cabinet that is entirely appointed by the president and in whom supreme executive power is vested. So in effect, all three organs of the state
common man
are dominated by the
man.
President. The parliament, you can say, is between the National Assembly and the president, but the cabinet is entirely made up of persons appointed by the president in his sole absolute discretion. He has no obligation to include anybody in the cabinet.
Hughes is also a practicing attorney, said that the current structure of the Constitution gives the president absolute power to govern and that the AFC has advocated for this to be addressed with urgency, for power, he went on to say, must be distributed evenly.
This is long before we come to discuss his immunities from suit, which means not only does he have executive power, it means that in the exercise of this executive power that he gets from the Constitution, he's not answerable to the courts. He's not answerable to anybody. And he can only be removed from office for gross misconduct or if he loses the confidence of the House or ill health. So the way the present Constitution is structured is that we will give an individual absolute power to govern in reality.
Hughes also touched on the way one accedes to the presidency as an interesting area in the Constitution of Guyana.
If you have a 4-horse race, let's say, or a 3-horse race as we have now, and the president gets 34% of the vote, the other party gets 32%, one party gets 31% for argument's sake, and the rest votes are spoiled. The president becomes the leader of the nation with full executive power. In other words, the power to govern and dominate the executive based on 33% of the vote. It could be less if you have more parties, of course. And he is then vested with all the powers I just referred to under Article 50.
Speaker of the National Assembly Raphael Trotman said that the 1999 to 2000, the nation went through a period of constitutional reform, but grappling with the situation and the issue of power distribution was a failure.
We are forming our belief that the document we have, which we call our Constitution, is being respected and honored as best as we can by us, but it is in need of fundamental change.
Andrew Weeks, HGP Nightly News.